Welcome back to the second half of the Bobby Dupree Show, and of course my sidekick here, Mr. Andrew.
Good morning.
We got a little bit done. We got into some long stories there, but people say they enjoy those little stories like
Listen,
that.
if we can't take care of your obituary, it takes some time on it. Whose can we take
That's
care
right.
of? Huh? You know, there's going to be one of them that I'm going to have to do by myself. I want to make sure that as many times as we can do yours while you're here, we'll do it.
I noticed in the newspaper in most of the high schools in Lafayette Parish, the top students, they call them honor graduate.
Okay.
They don't break it down to valedictorian, and it just honor. I guess that's what's the reason? Do you have any idea?
Well, I got a theory.
You got a theory.
I got a theory that sometimes they don't like to offend people by saying who's first, second, and third. They can make everybody just all be
and
in
they
the
do
top
them alphabetical.
together.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
it's usually so close.
I guess that's what it is.
Just percentage points, you know, small.
Hundreds of a percentage.
Of 1%.
Sometimes you got to go back to the 8th grade. When I was in school, I had to go back to like the 8th grade to figure out the difference between first and second. So
yeah,
it gets that close.
I guess honor graduate
close enough.
Settles that. I don't know if it's something they've been doing, or I just happened to notice it this year. Now, in here in this parish, I think there's still valedictorian and down.
So. I think so.
But I guess what I'm leading up to is an interesting little story here about Miss Caitlin Sellers. She's one of the students at the school called MACA, and of course that stands for Magnet Academy for Cultural Arts. And she is a 10th grader. She made a perfect leap score this year, and again, and
a perfect G score this year. Leap score last year.
Yeah, and
G score this
year.
And a lot of times when they go to the MACA type schools, it's like an art school. People don't always associate that with being great in math and great in English, just more in the arts. But she's great in all of it, evidently.
Her forte is creative writing, but she also aced the math portion of the test.
You make a perfect score. There's not much you're not acing.
So anyhow, congratulations, and
Caitlin Sellers.
It's interesting to read little stories like this that still have. She'll probably be in line for maybe one of my scholarships.
I would bet she'll do okay with that. I would think she'd be hard for her to miss.
She'll almost be sure to go to college.
I would think so.
I guess. Army chaplain Verbus Lafleur, who was killed during the Second World War, and the story that is told by survivors of that ship that sank, they really spoke beautifully, highly of him giving up his own life to help others get out of the ship before the ship sank.
And in the prisoner of war camp, giving up food and helping the prisoners in the prisoner of war camp as well. And
he was inducted into the Hall of Fame over in Abbeville recently.
The new military Hall of Fame?
Yes. And so very interesting. He, of course, has his, that would be what, his nephew, Carol, Richard Lafleur would be a nephew.
And of course,
Miss Carol is his wife, and they worked tirelessly to try to
promote his cause for medals
and then sainthood eventually.
There's a beautiful monument for the St. Landry Catholic Church here in Opelousas.
That's correct.
That talks about his life. There's some plaques that give stories about his life. There's a new book about his life. If you go to fatherlafleur.org, you can get information on the book. Tremendous story, and just he was a priest and a lieutenant that was a chaplain in the military, the U.S. Army Air Corps. Tremendous life, and it's amazing that a guy right here, did all that.
The last statement in this article, which was on the front page, I guess, of Sunday's newspaper, Carol says it's in the bishop's hands now. So a lot of weight was put in that. That's a one-liner, and the bishop watches the program whenever he gets a chance. So
and he's assigned our friend Father Mark Ledoux to help head up the whole project. So let's hope it goes.
Let's hope it goes. It would be a first for our area.
That's correct. LHC Group, all your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you with the therapists to come in your home, to help you with physical therapy, the nurses in your home. They can help you with the equipment from the oxygen types, I would say oxygen, but all those different machines that you may need at home for the heart, for the breathing, for the special beds, the special chairs. They can do all that for you throughout all of the United States. They've got locations nationwide. LHC Group. Don't forget about them here in town with the Health and Wellness Center here on Heather Drive. If you're trying to, stay in shape, get in good shape, summertime, good time to start going early in the morning. Sun is up early, sun is out late. Go down to the health club, work out a little bit, get back in shape, and get feeling better.
Probably see my good friend Pierre Mistro there. He is there.
Works out every day.
Every day, does not miss.
Piggly Wiggly, right there here in Opelousas. You can go see them on 1305 Heather Drive, not far from the Health and Wellness Center. Also on 8410 Highway 182 North, Opelousas. Locations also in Church Point, Rain, Scott, Cecilia, and St. Martinville. They've got whole ribeyes right now, $3.99 a pound. They've got sirloin in pork chops, $1.29 if you like the chicken. Boneless, skinless fryer breast, $1.49. Go by your local Piggly Wiggly. The pig knows best.
Scotty Lejeune.
That's in Church Point.
In Church Point, he also owns this Chevron station here on
Cresswell?
Cresswell.
Okay.
Sure does.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and you know who works there?
Who's that?
Miss Ella Gabriel, Harry Gabriel's wife.
No kidding.
Works
well,
there.
Good morning.
She's one of the managers there, shift manager.
Married to Harry?
Yep.
Sister-in-law of Larry.
That's correct. How about that?
Got it all.
So anyhow, you're doing business with a local firm when you do business at the Chevron station.
Got a nice note that Urgent Care Clinic has been doing some things on different shows here, different medical shows here on KDCG. Just want to send a shout out to them at Urgent Care Clinic. Good morning. If you ever need a little help over there, right across the highway, right across I-49 from our studio, go by Urgent Care Clinic. Good company to do business with.
Former president,
George
W. Bush.
Right.
That's the young Bush, the last Bush to be president, spoke at the annual Acadian luncheon where they honor their employees and thank them for
Acadian Ambulance.
Acadian Ambulance, right. And they really, every year they bring in some, special person to motivate them and thank them at the same time. And of course, there's a good picture of former governor, Kathleen Babineau Blanco.
And they didn't always see eye to eye.
No.
Especially during the hurricane.
But they sure have a good...
But they're okay there.
They have a good picture right here.
It was tough on everybody.
Oh, Lord. It took its wear and tear on a lot of people.
And we're lucky with the whole flooding thing. You're not even talking about the flooding.
We haven't talked about that.
Looks like we're going to be okay. Looks like here in our parish, the majority of flooding looks like it's going to be restricted to...
we have a few pictures. Let's show
let's show some pictures, and we'll get to those, but I think they're close to the end. I got Hooper. Hooper won over at Evangeline Downs, I saw on May 18th. Now, somebody wants to know, why are you watching Hooper? I saw the purple and gold colors. It wasn't just LSU that did it. I noticed our good friend, you and I talk about how race horses, you see Hispanic people, black people, white people, you see women, you see men, you see young people, you see old people, everybody.
Looked at a little kid in there, what, about
right.
3 or 4 years old?
And there's Brian Miller, our good friend, young guy, who had his first owner's win over at Evangeline Downs. We want to congratulate him on Hooper. So you better watch. Hooper's a good horse.
Right.
You want to put your money, give a bet. Congratulations, Brian. And there's a sunset over the interstate.
Always have to have some sunsets.
Now, you went to the golf course this weekend, I guess, for Memorial Day?
Pine Ridge Country Club. Oh, I know. That's in, we were riding. They wanted to show me, and they thought it was going to be open. They, meaning Ray Bello and Jude Orman, are going to be playing in a tournament there.
Very good.
And we went by and it was closed, of course, but a beautiful golf course over in Winfield.
Now you're in
And
Alexandria here?
I'm in Alexandria. We were looking for a place of business, and I made Jude go around the block, well, several blocks. I wanted to take a picture of this sign here. The Bentley's been opened and closed a number of times, and presently it's closed again. It's a shame that the building is really deteriorating. And on the way back, we decided to stay on Highway 71, and Jude saw a sign, sweet corn for sale. So we stopped there, and the mother is in the back of this gentleman right here.
Yeah, you didn't quite get her.
Didn't quite get her. She must have been hiding from me. And
but two young boys having a little roadside corn stand, huh?
That's correct. And
Very
so
good.
Jude bought him
You know it's fresh.
bag.
They're in the middle of a cornfield.
That's correct.
Got to be fresh.
And I want to add that they're saving that money that the little young son is making for his college education.
Excellent.
How about that? Excellent planning.
Now, what you billing? You billing a dam, or what you billing?
Well, we had built, we had raised the level on the weir, and complaint was made, and so we took it down. But fortunately, Vincent Wiltz, who is a large property owner on the north side, got in touch with the Corps of Engineers, and they gave us an approval to build, and you're going to see
sunset.
Sunset, that's pretty.
Right
here we're building, and that's little Billy Sebastian, one of the Sebastian dozen.
They got a bunch.
I think it was a dozen, even dozen, and that's Robbie's brother. Everybody knows Robbie around Opelousas, but Billy has a good little dirt construction business there, and it's working. We went to look at it Sunday.
Cool.
And
now, I was at 16 last week?
Was at 16, right.
And you're at about 18 and a quarter?
Yep. So it's it went up pretty good. That's in Barcatabla, by the way.
Right.
That's next to the Levee Landing little bar out there.
Come on.
And here's some people just relaxing, and they're trying to catch a little fish.
Now, this is this temporary levee you've been hearing about south of Krotz Springs. I went out and saw my nephew Adam Norris, that works with the Department of Transportation, out there putting these, what do they call them, something like that.
Yeah.
These special things that they built kind of in Afghanistan to help protect the troops, but they work good as temporary levees as well. They just put these big old sacks, reinforced sacks, and then you fill them with the dirt of the sand. Work real well right outside of the plant.
Old, we call it the Valero plant.
Right.
And this is the entrance into Bobby Perry's campground and convenience store there.
Can't get there now.
Can't get it. The water is high right there. And then across the street, the JP Oil, the Krotz Springs field, and of course that was formerly the Gulf Oil field.
Right.
And that's on the Hayes Hirsch properties, if I'm not mistaken.
And you can see all the crops out there on the other side where there's no water, but of course there's no water and it's drying up.
Yeah, and it's drying up.
We got a drought on one side, we got too much water on the other. It's just not fun. That's the bridge, that's the railroad trestle in Krotz Springs right at the ring levee.
Right.
You can see the water backing up from the river along the edge there. And look, a gentleman working on his car.
I said, can I take a picture of you? Oh, yeah, yes, sir. He was trying to get. Now, this is a fine young fellow. We're going to talk
hello. We'll see another side at 3.
We're going to talk a minute about this young fella. He's Ryan Andre. He lives, his family lives over in New Roads, but he's a student at LSU. He's in pre-med. We had the best time. And of course, Ramp, who by the way came in during our break, our 3-minute break, Ramp was with us. We had taken a little tour that was Memorial Day.
I said, Not Your Mama's
in Livonia. Restaurant, beautiful, great food, delicious food.
You and I stopped there a few times.
Yeah, it's a good pit stop on the way back from meetings and all from New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And this young man right here and Ramp got to talking. He played a lot of baseball in high school. He was a third baseman. So Ramp says, "You got a good arm." He said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I got a pretty good arm. I can get the ball to first base." And they talked about these bats,
the Marucci bats.
Marucci bats, and it's so. I heard about him when he this gentleman that's manufacturing these bats